We out here in nature a little bit. I'm actually just on my way to the store. This is the park that I can walk to the store. It's more like I don't even know if you can call this a park. It's kind of everything. Tennis courts, there's a pond, big ass pond with ducks and bridges and shit. I seen an otter yesterday for the first time in my life, floating through next to the swans and shit. It was beautiful. That's my vibe now. That's what I do now. I do that. And if I can't vibe with you, if there's a miscommunication somewhere, a disconnect, vibrationally, we probably won't be around each other too long. But I'm learning to accept the fact that I'm gonna have to deal with these staticky vibrations, these low-level vibrations. And even in doing so, I was just talking to my homeboy about the same shit. That even in doing so, there's a part of me that needs to rub off on them instead of me worrying about the other way around. The whole point of it is for me to be touching lives. Yeah, the whole point is for me to be affecting people. So this spiritual awakening is all about awakening to your soul's purpose. Your soul's purpose. Well, you know, as a young man, hold on, I got you. Damn, low ass plane, I lost it. Anyway, yeah, so everybody's moving at a different rate now. The earth is resetting itself, and it don't need nobody help. It don't need nobody help. It's doing it on its own. If we back up a little bit, we'll be fine. Just like your spirit knows what's what, and it'll gravitate towards it, what it needs. Whatever it needs will come. But your belief has to be vibrationally intact or in line with what you want. If what you want is too big for you, then on the inside, you know, the truth is gonna know. It's about the truth. It's not about how we fake all day. We can fake all day because we human. We three-dimensional beings, and we just fake just to get by, you know. Especially some of us, you know, some of us blacks. All we know how to do is be fake, and that must weigh on us vibrationally. You feel me? Having to skip, hop, and jump in line, in step with the white man, and only being able to pursue my real true dreams if I can, you know, emulate their style, emulate what's acceptable for them. I mean, I got a neighbor, you know, she's Jamaican. She speaks, you know, they say I speak like a white boy. I don't know, but I doubt that. But what I'm trying to say is, her mannerisms suit the white world. And she has a little boy of all about maybe 9 to 12, around that age. And his name is Connor. That's a beautiful name. And I'm not saying he should have been Jamal or Rakim. But Connor, wow, I think that's a step. I think that's a reach. I think we went deep into I want to be white, and I don't want to be myself. I gotta make sure this kid has a good start, as a better start than me. So I'm gonna name him Connor. And maybe that's because we never really take a good look at ourselves, our history, and who we want to be. Because we weren't allowed to, and it's too painful to look at where we came from. But me, I get my strength as a black man. I get my strength from the fact that I did the math, man. I said, look, forget about all our contributions, which it's innumerable at this point. And if you ask me, they took so much from us, then we can never really understand where they end and where we begin. You understand what I'm saying? The theft was at such a large scale. My duck friends. Hold on. My duck friends. Duckies. Can you see them? Are they in the... I don't be on the phone too much. I don't know how to do this shit. Got this little Galaxy Z Flip shit, so that helps. Put it in my handheld and shit like that. And talk to the people and shit like that. Yeah, what was I saying though? About vibration and loving yourself. I guess that's where I was at. I said I get all my strength from knowing the truth. So even if you don't know what they took from us, the fact that we still here and they try to exterminate it, it's like, you know, trying to exterminate cats from a certain neighborhood or a dog from a certain neighborhood. Infestation almost. Insects. They say it's hard to kill a cockroach. Does that make him a lowlier creature? Or should he be feeling good that I was in Georgia and my homeboy Salim, we out there in freaking, where we at? What part of Georgia we at? Ladonia, some shit like that. Boy, we're in this garage. I see a cockroach, biggest cockroach I ever seen. But look, that's not the point. The point is, we'll get to the mosquitoes later. But the point is, this motherfucker, feet bigger than mine. I wear a size 12. He a tall, long motherfucker. He stepped on it. We stepped on it a couple times. He was like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, get it. And we walk off thinking it's over. You feel what I'm saying? The fight is done. The roach is down. This motherfucker gets back up and starts moving at a hella high speed. And the motherfucker had to go back and just stomp. I'm like, hold on, son. What is that? What is that strong? What is that powerful? Why they so big down here? And mosquitoes wasn't no less bigger. What I'm trying to say is that that's what we call a lowly creature, right? Because it crawls to the earth and it's near so much grit and grime, and maybe the look doesn't suit you, that we feel a cockroach is a lowly creature, but a cockroach don't die, okay? And it has its place in the universe, in the ecosystem. It wouldn't be here if it didn't. You know what I'm saying? So liken that to who we are. How come we're still here? If they tried everything in the 80s when I was born, 87, I was just watching the Magic Johnson shit documentary on Apple TV, and they went to episode 3 was about the AIDS epidemic. 91, 92, 92, he came out and he had to quit basketball because of AIDS. And I'm thinking, motherfucker, son, how it ravaged. I don't even know how my mother and them got through mentally. Anybody. Between crack and AIDS, guns in the neighborhood, how did anybody even make it out? For me to be here, but I was here. I'm here. And I seen a documentary about crack on Netflix, and that really fucked my heart up, because now that I know what plots are and how they implant pain onto our system, they've been trying to murder us since we got here, but before that. You feel what I'm saying? Since we got to America, but also well before that. And our Africans, I feel like if you black, I feel like if I came from, Africa, I'm connected with anybody who looks like, I'm connected with anybody on earth, period. I don't care who you are, but if you look like me, I consider you one of mine, definitely. I don't care if you're from France. I done had a conversation about this guy darker than me, black man from France, where we met in the pen. You feel what I'm saying? College type, real smart, dating a white girl out there in Pennsylvania, I believe. Philadelphia, somewhere around there. 'Cause that's where we was at. But I guess one time we got to talking, he doesn't consider himself black. I had a whole conversation with an escort bitch on the internet. It didn't start off like I wanted some pussy, but she informed me she was selling it, and not at a value rate either. You feel what I'm saying? She's a dark-skinned woman. She's originally from Paris. She's in LA. I don't know where she was at, but she was escorting herself, which is cool. I'm not saying nothing about that. My story is about the fact that she too the only white man shit. She only wants white men. She don't consider herself black. I've had arguments, not arguments. I've had debates, not arguments. I don't get angry. I get informative. You get what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, the person I'm talking to with the self-hate, their attitude changes and they don't want to talk about it no more. They rather just talk about something else. Because I won't sit here. I take away all the slang terminology and I turn on the part of myself that wants you to clearly connect, to clearly communicate with you. And I let them know that, especially when they come to this country, even my Caribbean friends sometimes think maybe because their parents, I don't know what any of them thought, but you came here for a reason. Isn't that the first sign? That maybe things weren't great where you were at and then you wanted better? So how could you come here and think we're worse for being first? Y'all got dropped off the boat a little bit later on, but at the same time, slavery was well in hand. You know what I'm saying? Like it was. We came from the Africas. We got dropped off different locations in the world, and we adopt different styles and different languages sometimes. But if you do the genome, if you go back through the genealogy, I'm pretty sure it's very easy to see that we're connected, even if you didn't see the skin. Because I look at African content on YouTube. And I see that style and I said, hold on. If I look closely enough, I say, yo, they're not wearing what we're wearing. Some of them ain't wearing too much of nothing because obviously it's Africa. But really, they look like us. They look just like us. They look like us. Except fitter and sometimes taller and with even more body. Sometimes the women, anywhere you see a black woman is you see a fine shape you never seen before in your life. But Africa, the motherland, that's where the production comes from. That's the source. So, of course, you go close to the source, the connection gonna be stronger. Just like Wi-Fi. Go close to the router, the Wi-Fi come in better. So, but at the same time, I'm black, you're black, we're African. Call me what you want to call me, but don't call me Connor. Nah. Don't call me, and I love white people too. I'm not even on that type of time right now. But I just want us to love us, because if we don't, there's gonna be retribution. You're gonna pay. Your child's gonna pay, because they're gonna go out with the complex I've had to go out with my whole life once I figured out what racism was. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I might speak well, I might could integrate better into their society, but I'm a dark-skinned black man. Look at my hair. I can't hide anything, so I don't try. And yeah, if I'm working for them and if I'm working and I'm in there, I work for I'm into service. As you can see, I'm trying to serve the people now in a different way, but when I was waiting tables, some kind of nice restaurants and things like that, you put on airs. You hype yourself up, you get a little bit, you mirror their actions a little bit more. That's safe to say. We as human beings, we mirror each other anyway. We do what we see. That's how even as young babies, we had to do what we saw, because we couldn't survive if we didn't do what we saw. So whatever we saw got downloaded onto us. That's how that happened. It was a beautiful day. I just want to stop and say that. Also, I've never done this before, just sat here and talked. But now that I'm out here in nature, I feel so good. Might as well say something true. And yeah, my point is they can't kill us. They've experimented on us. They want to see why we're better. I don't know why they even think what is better. But at the same time, don't tell me I'm worse. But look at the thirst. First of all, look how white women fiend for black dick. And really, white men love black pussy too. They just can't advertise that all over the fact, but they be on the back pages and all that. When they drop their kids off and shit like that, they going to find a Rhonda somewhere. You feel me? Or a Taisha somewhere. But they're not gonna tell that story. Yo, I went to the U.S. Open. I'm gonna tell a story. Fuck it. I went to the U.S. Open last summer. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Matter of fact, I'm talking about, I worked at the U.S. Open. I can't afford to go there. I worked there. And you know, me being me, every time there was a break or something like that, I ran off to go see a match. I'm going into the building, Arthur Ashe Stadium, and I'm, what's her name? Betty Ford, some lady, Betty King Center, I believe. Anyway, great tennis player. I was in that stadium, in that part, but in the building. Yeah, I saw Naomi Osaka. She was really great. She lost to Hernandez that day. Some young girl named Hernandez. And I'm talking about tennis matches in real life is fucking phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie to you. Great atmosphere. I saw a few tennis stars. Coco walked right past me. I seen Djokovic. If I seen Djokovic too. Novak? No, Djokovic. One of them. I believe it was Djokovic. Anyway, as I'm doing my job, I'm serving coffee. I'm working at the Lavazza stand. Serving coffee. There's a lot of people. You know, multiracial environment as far as the working staff. But a lot of beautiful people walking around. A lot of well-to-do people. But what I couldn't help but notice, it was that a lot of white boys had black girls on their arm. Like, that was just the theme of the U.S. Open that year. I'm like, and when white boys go for black women, they go for dark black women. They just bad, beautiful. This one nigga, and don't get me wrong, I'm not hating. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Because me, to tell you the truth, there's so many Italians and Asians and this and that walking back and forth. You know, they catching my eye. So what I'm trying to say is, this one white boy, he was with his family. Mother, father, his black girl was fine as a motherfucker. Dark black. You feel what I'm saying? Beautiful skin shining out there. Sitting on the lawn watching, you know, out there they have so much space. So on the lawn watching the screen of the game. One of the matches I was inside. People watch outside too, just to sit down sometime and hang out. There's restaurants everywhere. Great things. Great thing. But I said, wow, that's what's going on. And I'm all for interracial if it's natural. Meaning that y'all naturally fell in love. I mean, you know, you was around each other and you liked that persuasion and you wanted to see how it go, or you knew how it go. But if we're getting together, because I'm hearing the call, you know, for black women to abandon black men, but as you know, we've been abandoned. That's kind of what happens to us. Anyway, I'm hearing the call to just, you know, date outside our race, and you know, the flexibility and the freedom to do so, which is your right. But if you're just running out the kitchen because it's too hot, and you think that kitchen over there is more your temperature, and you know, it's hard on the black man and you don't really want to live a hard life, I mean, it is a day when you can choose for your damn self. But I like to say that's some cowardly shit. I like to be the one to say so. It's not as easy for black men to date outside our race. I hope y'all know that. They be trying to hate on us, but then they come around and try to sneakily get the dick. We'll talk about that some other goddamn day. Y'all don't want to take us to daddy's house, but at the same time, y'all want black dick in your mouth. I'm sorry. That's just I'm sorry, but we'll talk about that later. But unless he has a level of success that warrants someone from another race coming to jump on him, and really the Kardashians they set the tone. So really, the trend is go get a black man. Maybe you get a black baby, and then your black baby go to the NFL because his genes dictate that he'll be athletic. and who have height and stature greater than the average white guy, Indian guy, Asian man, even a Hispanic man. I guess that's what they're saying. Genetically, we're the go-to race for strength and beauty. I mean, they're really giving us credit. I don't even understand how people don't see that. Every time they emulate us, and I see them giving us a compliment, but we see it differently because our brains have been programmed to see it differently. We can't see what's really going on. Where the hell was I anyway? Racial divide. Yeah, they trying to have babies. The trend is go get a black man, have your baby by, and then just take it. That's your, obviously, since you're a woman, that's their baby. You feel what I'm saying? So I wouldn't just want to go date outside my race that fast anyway. But anyway, back to these black women who are just, deciding to jump off the ship and women, I don't know who was captain in that Titanic, but if it was a woman, they'd never hit that iceberg. A bitch is always looking out for icebergs. If you in a relationship, a woman's survival is utmost, even more than your survival, because your survival your survival instincts transfer to, let me protect this one and make sure she's good. So you'll die. You don't care about, you'll give up the seat on the boat and all that. You make sure she gets and the kids, and then yes, I'll float here until I sink. But what I'm trying to say is they're gonna see the ship, so they're gonna start getting ready to get off that ship because they see a giant iceberg and they're wondering how the fuck you don't see it, or how the fuck you comfortable just steering into the motherfucker. So I don't know, my hands is ashy as a motherfucker, but so what? I'm real though. That lets you know I'm black. Yeah. Anyway, they're gonna jump off that ship, and the reason why is because survival is utmost. Now it's more than survival. Now it's about, can I survive and thrive and style at the same time? Can I style on a nigga at the same time? Here's my problem. You got styled on. That's probably what happened. You got styled on. I know it's women liberation time. Women should be free. Black women should be free to do whatever they want to do. And I know the black man gets a bad rap. Visually, it's not good. What they show on the internet and the news and what they perpetuate is just not good. So I can understand wanting to get out of it, but at the same time, can I get out of it? Can I get out of being black? So where the hell are you going? And we'll talk about the dangers of just jumping racial divides, because we as black people were separated from white people, and we think we know them from television, and vice versa. They think they know us because of television and hip hop culture. They believe they know what it's like to be us or be around us. So they're gonna fear us because of what they heard, and we haven't heard enough about them. All we hear is the Full House and the Growing Pains and you feel what I'm saying? All the beautiful television shows that painted white people, even when they was going through a problem, they banded together as a family and they stuck it out. And you feel what I'm saying? All these shows that showed you white people were better than us, imprinted into our brains. I mean, they're good subliminally. White Barbie doll, cool. They only want the black Barbie doll because to them, even to a young black girl, that black Barbie doll is not as pretty as a white Barbie doll, because they were trained to think that way. And I get it, and it's rough. You feel what I'm saying? However, I believe there's strength in being together. I love black people. I like us together. But if you genuinely fall in love with someone from another race, cool. But because you want your child to have straighter hair One girl said she wanted to date a Chinese guy. I want a Chinese baby so my baby can have a little Chinese eye. But you didn't say nothing about the Chinese dick. You cursing your baby. Why would you want to? Okay, if everyone's trying to get a black baby to mimic black genes in their children, why would you, young lady? And I'm hearing about the noise about if you got a black boy on the way, abort it. But now you see what they about to do anyway. So there's no more choices anymore. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? With the black boys, cruelty. Oh, look at these swans. I'm distracted, y'all. That's why I come here. Come on. Turn this piece of shit galaxy. Oh. Ain't that nice? Ain't that nice? That is nice. Anyway. Yeah. They don't know enough about us. We don't know enough about them. So you jump off the black train thinking that the other side of the track is a little bit smoother, because that's what they've shown you. None of us know, because they keep it that way. They keep us not knowing, hoping we stay away from each other. This way they can keep perpetuating how we ain't shit and how y'all got golden bricks coming out your ass. But I be around all cultures, so I know the truth about it all. But yeah, back to this you want a Chinese baby so you can have Chinese, features and all that. And I have seen Naomi Osaka, she's half black and half Japanese. There was a beautiful Japanese couple behind me when I was at the Open. Beautiful. They were rooting for Naomi, and I think she gets a lot of slack probably for being half black or whatever. But it's crazy because me and this white dude, we was watching one of these outdoor tennis matches. They have we was watching a doubles match. Matter of fact, a doubles match. So I'm standing there talking to the white guy, and his wife is over there. The woman he's with is over there. He's probably about 43, something around that age, 45. He looks about that. But he's talking to me, and he's just like, and he mentions Naomi, like, yeah, I would, I want some of that blazing pussy. He's like basically saying that he loved the black and Asian combination, and white men love motherfucking, like I said, black women, but they definitely love Asian bitches. I don't know who they like more. Tell you the truth, they like white women last. That's why that Me Too movement happened. Me Too movement happened because white women said, you know what? These niggas is about to trade us off for more docile Asian women. And I'm not gonna lie, that's what us black men, we get successful, and we want a white woman now, or a Hispanic lady. We never been to a fiesta or a quinceañera in our lives, but we know we want her to have long Guatemalan hair or some shit. But these dickhead niggas, they'll motherfucker listen to me. I had a homeboy at 17. He was 19, she was about 17. He got her pregnant. Half Mexican, half Cuban, or half Mexican, half Puerto Rican, something like that. Listen to me, you gotta marry that. Dad said you gotta marry that. And my man married that at 19. Okay? So, do we know how their family gonna receive us black men? That's why we have to get a bag first. We feel like we gotta get a bag first. Then we can go out and do our thing and really find a woman that we be trying to run through these black girls, because that's the only ones that's still fucking with us, even though they don't know the black women gave up on us too. You dumb motherfucker. You think if a black guy think he about to go over to the other side, he better have his credit must be phenomenal, number one. Number two, he'll be jumping through hoops the rest of his natural born life. Unless it's natural. But even if it ain't, there's a certain, when her dad was in that operating room. He had flashes of her wedding day one day. And them flashes was not with your black ass, brother. You know that. She might have tried to spite daddy over the years because daddy wasn't around. Let me get with a black man because it's in style or whatever. Or BBC or whatever, you know, whatever these white women are on. But at the same time, you fell for the okie doke, brother. And as soon as your money starts to get tight, and what happens when you start fucking on your friend or some shit like that? What are you gonna do? Call? Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters? You can't call the police. You know who's going to prison. My nigga. If Johnny Depp was getting his ass whipped, see, motherfuckers don't do the math. If Johnny Depp didn't think no one would listen to him and they took everything from him, what you think a black man? What's gonna happen when a black man? She's on the phone with 911, recording everything's recorded. Yeah, my boyfriend. He plays for the Dallas Mavericks. He's trying to get into his own house that he bought, and I locked him out. But he broke the window, and he's looking violent, and he's looking black, and he's looking right at me. Okay, we're on the way, ma'am. And when I say they on the way, they're on the way, dude. I mean, riding hot. All they know is you got one of their women, first of all. You probably living in a house and driving a car that they're not, because you probably had to be just to get the white woman. Now, there's a problem. Them cops coming to use their gun. They're not coming to use their voice. Anyway, I'm down with the swirl. Naturally. You feel what I'm saying? The Cosmopolitan, ice cream John, when the chocolate was right next to the chocolate was right next to the vanilla. They was good individually, but when you swirled them, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty damn good. We swirled them on purpose, but we always added a little chocolate syrup to get it a little. The vanilla's good, but we need a little bit more chocolate on that thing now. And that's what we gotta embrace, our chocolate. I don't care where you at on this earth. Embrace your chocolate if you look like me. If you're a little bit lighter than me, but you're still black, go ahead and do it. You got other races claiming that they black. A white bitch will claim she's black tomorrow and dare you to feel a goddamn way. I was in Georgia. They took me to Macon, Georgia. And that's crazy because I was born on Macon Street in Bed-Stuy, but they take me to this bike rack, this track where all the people who ride bikes go. And this is a white place, dude. This is white place and they real country. They took us far out. My homie Salim he's connected. He's riding around with Little Dirk's cousin and his man's. It's his birthday and he's got the I-8 out there. Niggas just looking good. Niggas went out there and shit like that. Matter of fact, nigga Salim had Lil Durk's 4-wheeler in his garage. That's how really it was. They took it and they went out. I didn't get on them because I just kind of waited there. But anyway, I went in there to buy something. This is a really, to me, this is like some back country shit. I mean, this is some country shit, bro, that we in. I went into the store, talked to the clerk, and she's a young white chick. Probably like 23. Had glasses, kind of out of shape, but look, she had the blackest accent I have ever. She had the most ghetto girl accent. I don't know how she did it. That's how she talked naturally. She literally talked. I couldn't believe it was so deep. She had to get her some Zaza, some weed. And I said I was gonna come back in there and get her some weed, but I never went back in there. I was sitting there trying to figure out how a white girl in the middle of this country ass podunk place I was at. I'm talking about when you drive past and one ass like fire station or some shit, white people just looking at you. You gotta look back at them. You really have no choice but to be who you are. They wanted to go out there and have fun. That was our right to be there. You know, there was no static racially, but to me, it's just the optics. It's hard to ignore racism because television does it to us. Television got me thinking going down south is like I'm from Brooklyn. We didn't see some shit. We get racial too. We get racial to a point, you know, but out there, dude, man, there's just so much land, and you don't feel as sure. Like in New York, I talk a lot of shit, man. I talk a lot of shit. Not that a white cop won't fucking do me in and then switch up the report in a minute and they let him go. But at least I feel like there's gonna be a hoopla about the shit. In some places out there in the South, I'm thinking they're not gonna find any body parts for there to be a hoopla for this shit. Anyway, the white girl with the black accent. Yeah, I can't even begin to mimic her. But she sounded like she was from the trap. She had it down packed so good, I couldn't even question whether she was faking it. I know she wasn't faking it. I know that's how she sounded. But how the fuck did it get like that? The hell? I don't know. Maybe she grew up right next to black people. I should have stopped and asked, but I wasn't on that. Anyway, what I'm saying is, they mimic us perfectly. One time I'm watching a Justin Bieber. This always get me. This story always get me. I always tell it. I always talk about this shit. I was working in Dave & Buster's around these times, man. They got one in the Bronx, deep east side. I forget where we're at. Tremont? No, not Tremont. That's where I used to be at. But they had one out there in the Bronx. Anyway, they got TVs all around. I'm working. I couldn't help but notice Justin Bieber. This is around the time. Is it too late now to say sorry? That sorry song came out. And one version of the video had like they dancing in the video. Justin's not even in the video. It's just I don't even know where he's at. There's like 20 white girls. And they wearing like leggings and stuff like that. They is shaking booty and popping booty. They is doing reggae Jamaican girl dances. I'm like, hold on a minute, bro. And they busting it. They getting after it. I'm like, hold on, bro. Are you serious? Okay, Justin could steal his style. I fuck with Justin. He could. We know he loves us. I think he makes that. He didn't know no Timberlake shit yet, so we fuck with Justin a little. We fuck with Bieber a little bit. But that video just reminded me. They be watching us, man. Hard, son. How do you mimic a Jamaican girl whining unless you went to go study that shit? Anyway, but I didn't see any sisters in the video. I didn't even see a Puerto Rican in the video. I'm like, well, not even but yo, I started to think, if that was all black girls shaking and popping and doing that would be called obscene. That would be called trashy. That would be called, it wouldn't even be shown like that. They would have had to throw some white bitches in there or some light skin. It couldn't have been all black women. You feel what I'm saying? God forbid it was all black women of a more earthlier tone. Not that my lighter sisters aren't just as much black and sometimes blacker than the dark skin. Sometimes light skin motherfuckers blacker than us. Because they love what they are, and trying to get a scene going. God damn it. Anyway. Yeah, so that Justin Bieber video, sorry. With all the white girls shaking and popping ass and whining and twerking. And I'm like, if it's us, it's ghetto. If it's us, it's obscene. When it's them, it's okay. They can take it right in front of your face. They can take it. And I remember I was watching something in the morning, something on one of these shows, and this white guy was outside with a guitar talking on the steps. Somebody interviewing him, maybe a black guy interviewing him, something like that. And he had his guitar, and he was talking about rock and roll. He was talking about music. And he said something about rap. He said, yeah, probably 10 years from now or so in the future, you know, you won't even believe that rap came from black people. He said, because if you look back and see how rock and roll went, me with this guitar, it's so natural to see a white guy with a guitar. But he's saying that not hardly any black people is into rock or rock and roll or stuff like that. And now, but in the 50s, obviously, we were all over the radio. And then our music was taken, and there's movies about it and books about it and stuff like that, and it happens every day. But he's right. If I pick up a guitar right now, my own black friends will say, hey, what the hell you doing with that, man? What the hell, you rock and roll? You're like, that's some white people shit. Really? It is? That's some white people shit. Go tell them niggas back in the day that it was some white people shit. That old school rock and roll. How you doing, brother? Back in the day, everything you heard musically, I felt came from us. I don't even want to talk about country music and all the roots that go into it, but basically rock and roll is not an art form. It's not a musical form that we take on in the black community. You know what I'm saying? And in the white community, they love it. And Elvis, you know, Elvis was a bad dude. The fuck? I know he was racist. We're not gonna get on that. Musically, he was a bad dude. But it was our music. Come on now. He's rocking his hips, he's swaying. Where did he learn any of that? Where did any of y'all didn't like dancing? Gyration of the hips, that was considered obscene in your household. You don't want your children watching that. That's why black people used to do it in the nightclubs after hours. I'm watching the movie Dirty Dancing for the first time like 3 months ago. Never seen it before. Great movie and all that. But I'm like, it was a movie set in the 60s. And, you know, the rich uppity kids would go to this, you know, they would have a party after hours. And they would be just grinding on each other real hard, listening to some black music, to some fucking black rock and roll. Grinding, and go watch the movie. Dirty Dancing for real. Now, where did y'all learn that? Where did y'all learn that? All these white people swinging in there, getting it on, grooving, getting down and dirty. If your parents outlawed it, you never seen it, you had to go to around some black people and you took it. Basically what I'm trying to say is our music, rock and roll, that's our music. But what he was saying was, in a few years, the way these white rappers is coming on, we may get confused too. We're like, where did rap originate from? Someone says it was Wisconsin, someone else said it was the Bronx. I don't know who to believe, but I'm white, so I'm gonna go I believe in the Green Bay Packers, so I'm gonna go for Wisconsin is known for cheese and hip hop. Pretty soon we might not know, I don't know. The way they tell a story, do you trust it? Love is love. And love yourself. Black women, we love y'all, you know. And you're all we got. I thought y'all knew that. Maybe we don't teach y'all, we don't show you that, but we're all, and I'm no good at this camera shit. You know what? Y'all all we got. And tell you the truth, that was enough for me. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I love all women. I think all women are gorgeous. For seriously. And you catch me on the wrong Wednesday, and I might be into Hispanic women. You catch me on the wrong Tuesday, I might be into Asian women. If I look at white women too long, I'll be into them. But what I'm trying to say is that for some reason, and I think I feel like this even if I wasn't black, but I don't know. But I love black women most, and first and foremost. I happen to think, out of a sea of fine women, and let me not even get myself started. You know what I'm saying? There's Swedish, there's Colombian. You know, there's so many varieties of women. And like I said, any day I'll pull a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You see me with a white bitch, but cause I exercise my right. If you know what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, I do adore black women the most. I think you're the most beautiful physically. Yeah, it just happened to be my taste. If I had to choose, because to me, I got so many varieties and styles. If I had to choose 10 women to spend a desert island with, I think 60% of them would be black, man. If not, if I don't remember that there's other kind of women, I'll choose them all black, because they got different shades and tones and sizes, and I don't. You feel me saying? But I'm not. You know, I am gonna throw a Hispanic woman in there, but she probably want to be the darker tone ones. I love those. You know, my Afro Latinas. I know y'all out there, and I'm bigging y'all up too. The ones who big us up. But yeah, man. Most of my squad would probably be black women, with no shame in my game at all. I could spend a desert. I could be desert island. I could right on the desert island if I had to have. And I'm obviously not on no misogynistic shit, but I'm just saying that if I could choose 10 women, they'd probably all be black. Like 70% of them. Matter of fact, exactly 70% of them will be black. And what would the other 30% be? That's a good damn question. A white woman, definitely blonde. If I fuck it, even though I'm into all kind of white women, all that blonde brunette shit don't matter to me, but blonde. So I guess it does matter a little bit. Next one would be Asian, but where on the continent? And the third would be, of course, Hispanic. Of course. But what kind of Hispanic? Hold on. One of them yellow ones. One of them butter pecan Puerto Ricans with the black hair. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, damn, I don't know what. You see what I did? What I'm trying to say is I love women. I love black women, and we need to stick together. You know why? Because if we just learn to heal each other, we gotta learn to heal ourselves first. But if I love you and you love me, let's just work it out. Let's try to work through the differences, because by jumping ship and going to a different race, what are we doing? Putting all our bullshit on them? Like, are we ready for them? Are they ready for us? Like, you know what it's like to be black in America. So, to go for a black spouse, and I know you say we're not out here in numbers. You feel me? We're not out here in numbers. I get that. That y'all think of. Matter of fact, we out here. Black men is out here. We ready too. But it's too much shenanigans, too much bullshit. Peace. I walked through the park. I thought my intention was to go to the store, pick up some stuff to eat. But I don't have any money. I left my cards at the crib. But I'm still having a good time in nature. I'm still having a good time out here. I got a little weed. I'll sit down a little bit, smoke it up. Yeah, man, but we're losing it though. We're losing it though. Pretty soon, rap music won't even be our own. They pick us apart. They tear us apart and use the parts they need and discard the rest of us. So if we don't love each other and stick together, like, come on now. Now these black girls are trying to get white boys. You know, maybe they grew up around them or whatever, but they think it's okay to use. They think it's okay to use slavery to say some shit like my daddy, my slave. You bitches is lost. Number one, I mean, I feel like we all pretty much lost, but them bitches is lost. You know what I'm saying? So, and let's be real. I'm keeping real with you. Yeah, I'm keeping real with you. Got a game going on over here. Jamaicans is out here. Yeah, I'm on. Goal. You know what I mean? The big goal. The goal is, I'll tell you what the goal is. Matter of fact, now that I'm speaking about it, about the goal. That's a nice dog. I'll tell you what the main issue is in a minute. Go ahead and roll this spliff. Pause.